Yo, what's up, guys? This is Jazz 2X. Um, dang, I don't even know what to say. This is a what if Naruto was insane? Like and subscribe. Let's get into it. Roll the intro.
Sauce on my clothes, sauce on my hoe, sauce on my toes, sauce overload. I'm dripping flavor, baby.
Misadventures of the mentally insane. The Kyuubi seal messes up Naruto's brain, making him mentally insane but also a genius. Watch his misadventures as a shinobi. Please don't think this is a serious story. You may yourself go crazy, just from reading. Disclaimer, I don't own anything. The Kyuubi seal messes up Naruto's brain, making him mentally insane but also a genius. Watch his misadventures as a shinobi. Exactly how do you know that, Jiraiya? Asked a rapidly aging man. He had on a white robe. You don't know Tsunade without picking up a few things, Sarutobi-sensei. He retorted to the wrinkly man. Well, it seems as though life ahead of the boy is going to be quite difficult. It's probably best to let him come with me. I'm sorry, Jiraiya, but the Yondaime wanted the kid to grow up here so he would see the village he helped to protect. Sensei, for all your knowledge, how can you not see in advance how this boy will be treated? I know you're old, but you are far from senile, old man. That is enough, Jiraiya. Begone before I revoke your son and privileges, said Sarutobi in a no fun and games tone. Jiraiya scowled before exiting from the window. I'm sorry, young one, but it is necessary for you to be here. Ramen, ramen. Oh, so good and tasty. Blah blah pasty, sang a blonde-haired child as he applied toothpaste on his toothbrush. He rinsed and proceeded to do his other morning activities. Oh, ramen, ramen, with sour cream and onion, rain rain go away come again another day. He continued to sing, a silly grin plastered all over his face. Naruto Uzumaki, a 6-year-old child who happens to be mentally insane. On top of the burden on being clinically insane, he was a human sacrifice, used as the jail for the most powerful demon, the Kyuubi. He was preparing his breakfast when a knock came at the door. Yes? He asked in a sing-song voice. It's me, Naruto. Please open the door, said an elderly voice. Naruto tapped his head in thought. But I'm me. Right? So am I on the other side of the door? I got it. It must be me from the future. I'm coming, me, he said, thinking out loud. He opened the door and was met with the grim visage of the Hokage. Wow. I must be from the future's future because I am old. Did you bring ramen? He took a quick look at the hands of the Hokage. No ramen. Oh no. That must be why I came back from the future. To tell myself that there's no more ramen. Oh, you poor me, here, eat up. He shoved an entire carton of ramen in the Hokage's mouth. Naruto, it's the Hokage, said. Well, the Hokage. Naruto looked wide-eyed. I become the Hokage. Wait till the old man hears this. Woohoo. He started running up to the ceiling and tracking dirt all over the walls. The old man couldn't help but smile and sigh at the same time. There was no denying that Naruto was no longer sane, but the same could be said about denying the fact that he was special. To be able to subconsciously attach himself to the walls and selling with chakra? Special indeed. Yes, you do, stated the old man. But you won't if you don't become enrolled in school. He noticed the young lad's eyes widen to an impossible amount. Do not fear, young one, I have taken the liberty of enrolling you, but you must make it to school on time every day. If you don't hurry, you will not make it. Before Sarutobi even finished his sentence, Naruto was out the door, down to the street floor and running in the general direction of the school. Irika, the scarred Shuyunin teacher at the Academy for Shinobi, yawned lazily. Now began the new school year and he would have to deal with a new set of brats. Sometimes life was just so troublesome. He looked at his class roster and noticed some prominent names. Rukia Inyazuka and Jintoki Sakata. Rukia was the niece of the head of the Inyazuka clan and was apparently pretty good at being an Inyazuka. Far from genius, but high praise coming from the head of the clan. The Sakatas were a new clan from Rice country and were most prominently samurai. They didn't have a bloodline to help them but were quite powerful. No doubt this boy would become a strong shinobi because of his training in samurai ki as well as shinobi's chakra. He heard the door open up and the first few children come in. He looked up and was greeted with the sight of a sun-kissed blonde-haired child running up to the front desk. Irika smiled at the enthusiasm of the blonde. "Am I late?" he asked in a somewhat tired voice. "Right on time. In fact, you're even a little early. I hope you continue this for the entire 4 years you're here, little one." He smiled even wider when he saw the boy's face light up. His smile faltered and turned into a sweat drop, however, when the kid started to cartwheel around the entire classroom over and over again. "Wow. That's cool. Can I try?" asked a silver-haired child from the door. "Go for it!" screamed Naruto from across the classroom. The silver-haired kid started to cartwheel across the classroom as well. "Zura. Come and try it out," said the silver-haired kid. In a desk, another child just sighed. "It's not Zura, it's Katsura. Can't you get my name right at least once, Jin?" he retorted. Naruto just smiled and started to roll around Katsura. Any Zura. Why don't you let it slide? I'm sure he just forgot." "It's not Zura, it's Katsura." Naruto stopped and tumbled a few times until he was right in front of Katsura. His head started to wobble because of his dizziness. "Zura, why are there 3 of you?" "It's not Zura. It's Katsura, you blonde twit." He proceeded to strangle said blonde. "Ahahaha, I like him, Zura. He gets you just as mad as I do," said Jin. The 3 didn't notice, but as they were playing around, more and more kids started to fill in the classroom. A few of the more perceptive ones realized that the blonde was at least a year younger than them. If that was the case, then why was he in the academy? "It's not dash." Katsura didn't get to finish his sentence before a fist pummeled his head. The fist belonged to an angry-looking brunette. "We know already. Geez, just shut up, will ya?" she said. Ma Ika-chan, there's no need to kill him," said a raven-haired girl in the back row. "But he just won't shut up, Raiko-chan," she whined. Raiko just sighed. Irika cleared his throat rather loudly to gain the class's attention. Hee, sorry sense. She didn't finish her sentence because she felt someone poking her. She turned to see who it was, only to get an eyeful of blonde hair. She looked down and saw it was the blonde that was making such a commotion before. Everyone's sweat dropped as he continued to poke her. "Just what do you think you are doing?" she asked heatedly. Naruto looked up and smiled. "Are you really a girl?" he asked innocently. Jin and a few others started laughing so hard that they fell of their chair, while others went for more of a dignified giggle and or smirk. "You're just so loud and violent and not really girly at all." A vein grew on Ika's forehead. She brought her hand up to punch Naruto until the teacher coughed again. "That's enough, Ika. Please sit down and prepare for class," said the scarred Shuyunin. "Yes, please sit down," said a person behind him. At first Irika thought it was his assistant teacher Mizuki until he realized that the voice was too young, and Mizuki had a mission that would last at least a week. He turned to the person next to him and saw Naruto, dressed in a suit and tie. "Naruto, what are you doing here and why are you dressed like that?" he asked in a somewhat crazed style. "It's not Naruto, it's Katsura," he said in a quiet voice, his hair now black and long. Everyone but Jin and Katsura's sweat dropped. I'm Katsura. You're Naruto. That's Naruto-sensei to you. He replied back in his suit and tie. Jin started laughing even harder. Back to your seat, yelled Irika. Hi, replied the blonde, now sporting a military uniform and saluting. He marched back to his seat, which was between Katsura and Raiko. Irika looked at the clock and saw that they had wasted 15 minutes of the lesson. He was eager to start the lesson and saw a few students were too. Good. Now let's begin. He wasn't able to finish the lesson because the door burst open. Sorry I'm late. My dog attacked the mailman this morning, so I had to treat him to a big Sunday breakfast, said a red-haired girl at the door. She had a dog in her arms. I'm Rukia Inyazuka. That's one of the worst excuses I've ever heard. It's not even Sunday, yelled Irika. It's not Sunday? Then what am I doing here? Asked Naruto. All of a sudden his face turned grim. I'm missing my Saturday morning cartoons. He was about to run out the classroom when Irika threw a chakra-powered eraser at his head. Sit down. Just as he was about to start the lesson again, the door opened. Again. Irika hurled a mass of chakra-powered chalk at the newcomer, who just caught it all. You're not trying to assassinate the Hokage now, are you, Irika-kun? Asked the smiling visage of the Hokage. Irika paled. This was gonna be a somewhat difficult few years.